I think when it comes to ethics and even things like sustainability today, there's a lot of awareness, but in order to trigger, say, government funding and action, it takes some push. Did something happen in Germany that helped to root technology assessment properly?
Yes, the first was its establishment in the United States. Everything what happens in the United States of America creates awareness in Germany and also in many other countries of Europe. So that's quite normal for decades now. It was in the 1970s already. But later on, we had really some huge events. The first was our problematic history with nuclear power. You know that there were demonstrations against nuclear power plants in the 1980s, 90s, and so on. And a large part of the resistance, which still goes on, was oriented to the fact that while establishing nuclear power in Germany in the 1950s and 60s, nobody had taken care about how to dispose high-level nuclear waste. So the technology was taken into operation without an idea what to do, where to dispose, how to dispose this really problematic type of waste. And we are still struggling with this issue. This was a basic push to technology assessment because in TA we try to think through all the life cycles of new technology, not only to look at the benefits earned at the beginning in the phase of operation, but also to look beyond and to take care what will happen with that technology, with the waste after the phase of having used it. And so this was a very, very basic push at the beginning. And the second one I would like to mention is the story of Stuttgart 21. Probably you don't know. Stuttgart is one of the state capitals in Germany, and the plan is to put the main station of the railway underground for several reasons, to establish high-speed train connections and so on. So a huge measure in the center of the city of Stuttgart. There was a planning process over 10 to 15 years. Citizens had the opportunity to inform themselves and to give statements, but nothing happened, everything remained silent. But as soon as the old main station got deconstructed, destroyed, and when trees were cut in its environment, then people started demonstrations, huge demonstrations. And the plan had to be postponed for years. And that was the signal that technology assessment must be done, and in particular, in cooperation with citizens, with stakeholders, with people affected, and so on. So not just as an expert-oriented TA, but together with those people who have to live with the new conditions.
Okay.
Just the third one, a bit different. It's about ethical issues of modern biotechnologies, the GMO issue, but also life sciences in the area of humans, stem cell research, technologies at the beginning and end of life, where we had a lot of really well-observed discussions also in the Bundestag with a high awareness in the public, and it was clear that technology assessment was needed also in this ethical respects.